Hello everyone. Now it's time to put our new pistons on our connecting rods. I'm going to show you a little something unique to these engines, specifically the 85 and later. As you can see, you have a D-shaped impression in the piston instead of a valve relief like a Chevy would have. It's flat on the top and then this circle. Now take note of this notch. That means that faces the front of your engine. So your rod's going to sit in your engine like this. So this is number 4. So it's on the passenger side bank. So it's going to be sitting in there like this. But if you take a driver's side piston, this is number 7. Now notice, see the notch is on the opposite side. Now if you look, see how this kind of tapers down here on the very bottom. It's kind of tapered, but on the other side it's just flat. On the passenger side pistons, this taper, if you have it facing up, the flat will be on your left and the notch will be straight up. But if you look at a driver's side piston, here we'll take this angle again, face it up. Now the flat is on the opposite side, but the notch is still up. Do a side-by-side comparison. See how they're facing the opposite way? Just a little something to note whenever you go to put these back together. This is how the passenger sides look. This is how the driver's side should look with the angle facing up. So we're going to head and do this number 4, our passenger side piston. Now they started doing this D-shaped impression in 1985. That was the same year they switched to roller lifters. And also, along with this different impression, the pistons also are floating wrist pin type with the clips, whereas the earlier ones were press in. So you can do this, since these are just a floating type, you can do these without a press. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take our connecting rod and clamp it back in here in the vise. Don't clamp on it too hard, but I'm going to have that little angle facing up so that whenever we do this, our little notch is facing up. So what you want to do is remove your clips. You can do this before you put it in or after, it doesn't matter. But just grab a hold of it with a pair of needle nose pliers. That one went flying, but that's okay because our new ones came with, our new pistons came with new snap rings. Now I'm not going to be reusing these pistons, snap rings, or wrist pins, so I'm going to be a little bit aggressive with it here. Okay, that one. But this is what the clips look like, and they just sit in a recess in there. Now these are supposed to be floating type, but they do have some resistance. Sometimes they push out, sometimes they don't. So what I'm just using is a 5/8 socket with a little extension. Put it right there on the wrist pin. Tap it through with my dead blow. Now you do want to be kind of gentle because there is a bushing in this connecting rod. So you want to make sure you know where to drive it. Just drive it through till your wrist pin just exits that bushing. and pull your piston off. Okay, a couple things to note. Here you have an oil squirt hole. You want to get that really clean. And I'm going to show you a little something here that I just happened to find. Now, if the bushings in these connecting rods are worn out, they do sell new ones. They were a little tricky for me to find, but I actually found them on Jegs. Was the cheapest place I could find them, but I'm going to try and get you the part number here. You can see there's the bushing in there. Now the part, it's made by Sealed Power, and the part number is 08443049YA20. And if your bushings in here are bad, you can buy these. And the only thing is, these are undersized, I believe 20 thousandths, so if you press new ones in, you're going to have to take them to a machine shop and have them machined to fit your wrist pin. But it's good that they do sell an alternative instead of just getting a new rod. So what you want to do is, all this sludge here, you just want to take a razor knife, scrape all that off, get rid of it. Do it for this surface too. Okay, we're going to flip our connecting rod over, do the other side. It's just something that's easy to do, and you don't need that sludge there anyways. It's not going to help you at all. Just get anything that's around the oil hole out of there. Now I have this very small brush. I'm going to be using it to clean out that hole. I'm going to face this a little better so you can see it. All you want to do is clean out that little squirt hole. Take a little bit of brake cleaner and spray in there. And clean out this this area too with a nice clean rag. And just run your little brush through there. Clean that squirt hole out real good. And I'm not going to be putting the new bushings in because I actually discovered that mine are good. I was actually anticipating them being bad, but they're actually a very good fit. Okay, now just spray the whole thing down with brake cleaner. And wipe it off again. Okay, now we're going to flip it back over so that our bevel on our cap is facing upwards. And we're going to go grab one of our new pistons. I chose Sealed Power, or no, these are Speed Pro, I'm sorry. But they seem like nice pistons. I'll give you a view of them. I bought a set of 8 of them for $137. I bought these, I believe, from Summit. But as you can see, they have the Duro Shield coating on the skirts. Because on these old ones, as you can see, the skirts got pretty worn. But they seem like nice pistons. The only drawback is they're made in India. I'm not one for buying foreign things if I can help it. But the problem is I searched eBay and everywhere else, but I couldn't find a 40 thousandths oversized piston that was made here. So I had to kind of bite the bullet and buy these, but they do seem like a good replacement. They seem very well machined. And Speed Pro and Sealed Power is a good company, so I don't think they would make complete garbage. So now what you want to do is I just mark, since these don't have a thing, I just mark with a marker up. You see our flat is to our left. What I do is, comes with new clips, just install the new clip in the bottom. It will be our bottom anyways. Now the new clips that come with these seem to be higher tension, so they're a little bit trickier to get in than the old ones. Now that could be just because the old ones are 30 years old and they're just kind of losing some of their spring or whatever, and you want to make absolute sure that it seats in there. Next, we'll just go ahead and set it there. Make sure your bushing's real nice and clean. Now grab your wrist pin and just dry fit it. Check for wiggle. There should just be very slight movement. Wiggle it this way, wiggle it this way. Okay, so there's just a very slight movement. So go ahead and retrieve your wrist pin and clean it off. Go ahead and I'm going to put some engine assembly lube, smear it all over it. Just kind of work it out. You don't need a whole lot, just a light coating, because a lot of this is going to be skimmed off because it's a fairly tight fit. Just go ahead and coat it up. Just drop it right in. See how it kind of takes a little bit of effort, but it goes in smooth? That's what you want. Grab another clip. Now again, these take a little bit of fighting because they're new, but it seems to be the trick is to get this end in first. Push it in the rest of the way. Make sure it's fully seated. And there you go. You have your new pistons, wrist pin, and clips fitted to your connecting rods. Now, just to do a side-by-side comparison, here's an old piston and the new one. Let me get you a better shot here. Here's the new one. See how it's solid all through here except for these oil holes? If you take a look at one of the old ones, see that gap there? So this piston was really only held on by these points here. If you flip it over, it's really only this section through here. So there wasn't much meat holding these pistons on. So I think these new pistons are going to be a lot stronger, and just to do a side-by-side comparison again, here's the passenger side. This is number 4. And here's the driver's side. This is number 7. With both of the bevels facing up. See how they're facing opposite? Okay, so that's pretty much all there is involved to this if you have an 85 and later 307. It's not hard to do, but will save you money if you do it yourself. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these, and in the next video I will probably show you how to check piston ring end gap. Thank you for watching.